Hello guys, welcome back. In the previous update about This Is Fate, we saw that Mahesh was actually improving and he was moving his body. And Prithvi saw this and he got scared because if Mahesh should start talking, then Prithvi is in trouble with his colleague. If you are yet to watch that, I will leave it up in the card and I will leave it in the description box below. Please watch it before you watch this one. So let's continue from there. Sherlyn looks worried and she was busy moving around the house. Prita saw Sherlyn moving around the house and she wondered what is going on with her. Sarla walks inside the Luthra house and meets Raki, who was worried about the preparations for Kritika's wedding. Prithvi noticed that Sherlyn was worried and Mahira saw him moving towards Sherlyn. Mahira came close to them and she realized that they were both worried. Sherlyn told Prithvi that she saw improvement in Mahesh's condition and Mahesh can move now. Prithvi said that he saw the same thing, but he asked Sherlyn not to worry too much. Mahira comes close to them and cautioned them to stop coming too close to each other because someone might see them. Prithvi then talked about some strong evidence that can expose him, and he told Sherlyn and Mahira to keep a close eye on Prita and Shriti, and Prithvi asked Mahira to prepare an injection that will never let Mahesh's condition improve so that he can stay in coma forever. Prithvi also told Sherlyn and Mahira that his plans to separate Karan and Prita is already working and everything would be finalized in the coming week because he wants Karan and Prita to be separated before his wedding with Kritika so that he can make Rishab sign the property papers immediately after his marriage with Kritika. They all feel confident about their plan to destroy the Luthras in the following week and take over everything the Luthras has. While the others were busy discussing in the living room, Shriti finds Prithvi, Sherlyn and Mahira together and she started taking their pictures. Prithvi noticed Shriti's presence and he walks away from them by making an excuse that he wants to go and get his phone. Karina arrived and Raki told her not to worry about the preparations because Salah is here to help. Karina wasn't happy about Salah being in her daughter's marriage, but Raki asked her not to worry as nothing would go wrong. Karina saw Salah staring at Prithvi and she told Salah to stop staring at Prithvi because he is now her son-in-law. Prithvi finds Prita alone in the living room and comes close to her by trying to flirt with her. Prithvi told Prita that she is feeling jealous seeing Karan and Mahira together, and Prita got angry and told Prithvi to stay away from her. Rishab called Karan and told him that he is coming home soon. Later, Prithvi was happy and he rejoiced over the first step of his plan to make Prita suspect Karan that has worked. Meanwhile, Kritika discussed Prithvi's wedding attire with a designer and Prithvi got nervous seeing Sherlyn around him. During the time to choose the groom attire, Prithvi agreed to wear the clothes chosen by Kritika and this made Sherlyn got angry. Saying that Sherlyn was angry, Prithvi addressed Sherlyn as a sister-in-law and showed her the design chosen by Kritika. Sherlyn was then happy that at least Prithvi showed her some respect and Sherlyn tests Prithvi by suggesting another design to him and this made Kritika got angry. Sherlyn leaves from there with a smile and Prithvi pleaded with Kritika by making her believe that he chose the dress that Sherlyn suggested in order to improve both Sherlyn and Kritika's relationship because he knows that the two of them were not in good terms. Sherlyn saw Prithvi and Kritika together from the window and she vows to strangle Kritika to death after snatching the Luthras' property. Rishab arrived at the Luthra house and he goes to Karan's room. Karan was sleeping and Rishab wakes him up. Samir got there and he was very happy to see Rishab after a long time and he hugged Rishab. Karan was jealous because Rishab did not hug him first. Later, Samir, Rishab and Karan decided to go and meet Kritika in her room. Prithvi runs into Janki and he started making fun of her, saying that apart from Sherlyn, then only Janki knows about all his dark secrets, but she would never be able to tell anyone. Prithvi then reminds Janki that he loves Prita and he told Janki to try and place herself in his shoes because it is not easy for someone to bear rejection and he has been bearing rejection for a very long time in his life. Janki wasn't interested in Prithvi's nonsense talk and she leaves from there. Kritika was in her room and she finds it hard to choose her attire for the function. Suddenly, Rishabh entered the room and Kritika was very happy and she hugged him. Kritika said that she is very happy to see Rishabh back home, but Rishabh said that he is not happy about Kritika's decision of marrying Prithvi because Prithvi is not the right person for her. Kritika got emotional while praising Prithvi and revealing to Rishabh how circumstances brought them together. Karan intervenes and he said that he does not trust Prithvi and he cannot see Kritika with Prithvi. Samiru got upset with Kritika for saying that she is marrying Prithvi because he protected her honor from the thugs, and Kritika tried hard to convince them all about her decision. At the end, Kritika breaks down and she threatens to commit suicide if they did not allow her get married to Prithvi, and Rishabh agreed to let Kritika marry Prithvi. Karan and Samir got angry hearing this, and Shelin and Prithvi were eavesdropping on their conversation, and Shelin was shocked that Rishabh is back and she did not even know. Prithvi was very happy after hearing that Rishabh has agreed to let Kritika marry him, and Prithvi told Shelin how he had planned and paid the goons that harassed Kritika that day so that he can save her and become her hero. Prithvi said that all of this was part of his master plan to destroy the Luthras, and Shelin was shocked to hear this, and Prithvi leaves from there. Samir, Rishab and Karan stepped out of the room and saw Sala, Shriti and Prita. They were very happy to see Rishab, and Rishab took Sala's blessing. Karan told Sala that Rishab has proved to be of no use by failing to convince Kritika against the marriage. Rishab tried to explain that convincing Kritika is difficult as they have no solid evidence against Prithvi to show Kritika that Prithvi is not a good person. Karan got angry with Rishab after hearing him, but Sala stands by Rishab, saying that Rishab is right. Shriti questioned Sala for supporting Rishab and Kritika, and Sala explained that a family has no option but to support the child when he or she threatens to commit suicide. Rishab goes to calm Karan down, and Sala makes Prita promise her that she would not interfere in this matter no matter what, and Prita promised Sala. Janki and Sala stood outside the Luthra house and wait for a tricycle. Janki remembered the conversation she had with Prithvi, and she felt sorry for Prithvi. Janki then told Sala that the conversation that Prithvi had with her made her believe that Prithvi is actually a nice guy who just loves Prita. Sala then reminds Janki that Prithvi always fooled them by his sweet talks, and she would never be able to forgive Prithvi for everything he did to Prita. Shriti and Prita were still busy with the wedding decorations, and Prita saw stones with Shriti, and Prita asked Shriti why she has the stones with her. Shriti said that she got the stones so that she can eat Prithvi with it, and Prita asked Shriti not to do that because it would create problems for them. Prithvi also got there and he started teasing Shriti, and Shriti lifted a hammer to eat Prithvi, and Prithvi quickly leaves. Karina comes to Shriti and Prita, and she started scolding Prita for being too slow to do some preparations, and that Prita needs to go and hang the yellow flower outside the house because the priest said that it would prevent Kritika from having any problem. Shriti was irritated by the way Karina was scolding them, and she asked Karina to go and hang the flower by herself if she feels that they are too slow to do it. Karina and Prita were shocked hearing what Shriti said to Karina, and Karina asked Shriti that what gave her the courage to talk to her in that manner. I just love Shriti's courage. How I wish Prita can just have just like 50% of Shriti's courage. Then she will not be going through all this drama that she always go through. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again in my next video. Stay blessed, stay happy. Bye guys.